hate me, don't you?
Tune in to Kons Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about selective service system, you know what I mean? Selective service system, you know what I'm saying? From the ages of 18 to 25 using federal data. Now, mind you, when I first looked this up, this is what it said. This is strictly this just further proves that they got all your information, you know what I mean? Because how you're able to go to automatically register all men, boys. Some of these kids don't even know nothing about politics. They don't know nothing about no Iran, no bombing, no Israel, no Tel Aviv, no Gaza, no none of that. 18 to 25, they ain't paying attention to none of that. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? You feel me? Episode 379. This podcast, you know what I mean? Episode 379, you know what I mean? Today, it's gonna be a little different, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go into too many topics or whatever been going on. I'm sure we all seen T.I. son got arrested. We all seen what happened with Offset. I covered on that, and Lil TJ in that situation. Ben 10, I'm hip to that, you know what I'm saying? Him popping at the dudes, Jay Prince, for him, when they tried to get his chain, he ended up popping two dudes. So yeah, I'm hip to all that, you know what I mean? I'll probably cover on more of that maybe sometime during this week. But today, we're going to talk about selective service system, you know what I mean? Selective service system, you know what I'm saying? SSS, you know what I mean? This episode, I'm just going to put people up on this, put people aware of this, because I wasn't really too aware of this when it was brought to my attention earlier today. You know what I'm saying? About this registration, you know what I mean? Pretty much getting people ready for a draft, you know what I'm saying? Now, they telling you in your ear that it ain't going to be no draft, but we all know the government lies to us, and they are all about deception, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just a little something to raise awareness. Hopefully, I put this in somebody that didn't know about it, because I didn't know about it, and it pissed me off. You probably going to hear me pissed off in this episode. Like I said, this episode is going to be different. This episode is going to be uncensored. Probably ain't really for kids. This is for parents, you know what I mean? So put your kids up. This episode ain't for everyone. This episode ain't for all ages. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to be cussing on this motherfucking episode here. You feel me? But yeah, like I said, we're going to talk about selective service system. You know what I mean? This is going to be uncensored. You know what I'm saying? This episode is just to make aware of this one topic. I want to let everybody know about selective service registration, which is the government using AI and high tech to register any man from the ages of 18 to 25 using federal data. Now, mind you, when I first looked this up, this is what it said. This is strictly from what I read. You know what I'm saying? It using federal data instead. And just in a matter of 10, 15 minutes, I try to go back to it to take a screenshot, and they took federal data out. Like that fast, it wasn't there in the same thing that I typed in the Google bar. I went back to the history, so it should have said the same thing. I know what I read, and it just wasn't there. It was different. It was still federal data, but it was worded differently. So anyway, they're using federal data, you know what I'm saying, to do this automatically.
In December, all men between the ages of 18 and 25 will be automatically registered for the military draft. They'll be added into the Selective Service System. That's the independent government agency that keeps a list of all eligible Americans. For decades, the majority of men would register themselves or face a felony. Congress tucked the rule change into a bipartisan defense bill that President Trump signed into law late last year. It comes as enrollment has slipped in recent years, even as worries about conflicts with nations like China and Russia have grown. There has not been a military draft since the Vietnam War.
Which is wild to me. You know what I mean? It's wild to me. It's wild to me. And then this news saying that, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's not going to be a draft.
A second, I hear many of you cry. All of a sudden, the government is going to automatically register eligible young men for the draft instead of young men having to do it themselves? Really? Yes, but this was passed by Congress and signed into law by President Trump in the defense bill last December. The Selective Service System says this is being done to streamline a process. The only reason it's getting attention today is because there is a rulemaking process, and as of today, the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs put up the rule that this was going to happen. And we should note, this measure was actually offered as legislation by two bipartisan critics of President Trump. Congressman Don Bacon, Republican of Nebraska, Congresswoman Chrissy Houlihan, Democrat of Pennsylvania, and they're doing this because it's 2026 and those resources can be better used to mobilize and for readiness for troops instead of having to do a whole education and advertising campaign so that 18-year-old men then go and register. Now, I see a lot of people on social media pointing out that President Trump himself, when he was of age, avoided the draft during the Vietnam War by claiming he had bone spurs in his feet. That's true. I'm not going to take issue with that. I also see a lot of moms and dads and young men worried that this means that Trump is now gearing up to draft a whole bunch of young men automatically for some future war or maybe for the Iran war. And we should note there's no evidence of that at all. The Selective Service System has existed for decades. When I turned 18, I registered. The idea that this would automatically mean a draft is not true. Frankly, the politics of a draft would be so toxic. I can't see it happening at all. It would be even less popular than the war in Iran was and is. And this is an election year. So I don't think people should be freaking out.
So here's another news anchor that was speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? Another news anchor that was speaking on this selective service system and how the government is what they plan to do between all boys ages 18 to 25 with this automatic registration. There was another news anchor that spoke on this. Check it out.
If you are a man between the ages of 18 and 25, the way you register for the draft is about to change permanently. I'm Fox News anchor Lenise Lagan. The Selective Service System just announced it's moving to an automatic registration. For decades, you had to manually sign up within 30 days of your 18th birthday. Now, the government is taking over that responsibility. By December of this year, they will be using federal data to automatically put eligible men into this system. This includes virtually all male citizens and immigrants in that age bracket, even if you think you'd be exempt. To be clear, this does not mean a draft is happening right now. It just means the database is being modernized. Also, the law only applies to men. Women can enlist, but they don't have to register. I'm Lenise Lagan from Fox 10.
And they say it could be up to 5 years in prison or $250,000 fine. You know what I'm saying? And ineligible for federal programs. You know what I'm saying? Like loans. You ain't gonna be able to get a loan. You ain't gonna be able to get a loan for a car, get a loan for a house. You know what I mean? No, nothing signing up for an apartment. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself somewhere to live. None of all of that is you gonna be ineligible for if you were to deny. And that's the consequences that everybody is saying. It's saying it's punishable up to 5 years, or you can face $250,000 in fines. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you're gonna be able to get no loans and nothing like that. You're gonna be ineligible for those programs. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of clips that spoke on the consequences. You know what I mean? Here go a couple of clips where they're speaking on what would happen if you don't. You know what I'm saying? About the 5 years in prison and $250,000. Check them out.
Registration into the U.S. military draft pool for eligible men is set to begin this December. Currently, almost all male U.S. citizens and immigrants aged 18 to 25 are required to self-register with the Selective Service within 30 days of their 18th birthday, and men who fail to register are considered to be in violation of the Military Selective Service Act and can face penalties such as a fine up to $250,000 or 5 years of prison time, along with ineligibility for federal programs. The Selective Service System, which is the federal agency that maintains a database for registered U.S. males who are considered draft eligible in the event of a national emergency, submitted a proposed rule to the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs on March 30th. Automatic registration into the Selective Service was mandated in 2025 when President Trump signed the National Defense Authorization Act. The proposed rule is currently under review by the Regulatory Affairs Office, and it is now awaiting finalization.
Most men between 18 and 25 are required to register register with the Selective Service System in case Congress and the President authorize a military draft. So right now, though, they have to self-register within 30 days of their 18th birthday, but they're allowed to register late without penalty until they turn 26. So that's been the sort of workaround here, if you think about it that way. Failure to register is considered a crime that could disqualify you from student loans, most federal jobs, and U.S. citizenship for immigrants, Stars and Stripes reports. So when you think of the phrase draft dodger, it comes
I came across this dude. I don't know who this dude is, but in this clip that you're about to see, he pretty much is letting you know, that we are not the police of the world. We should stop sending our young children to wars, and I definitely gotta agree with him.
Like Kamala Harris, send our sons and daughters, our young people, to fight in stupid wars. It is the young generation that carries the burden of that. We're gonna stop sending our young people to faraway lands. We are not the policemen of the world. We need to use our young people here at home.
Yeah, man, this is wild to me. It makes me pretty fucking mad. This is some bullshit. This is all some bullshit. This is something that they're doing automatic. Letting kids register early automatically without no choice, no nothing. You feel me? It's just gonna be something that's automatic. I don't like it. This is something. And this next little clip you're gonna see is from a black man who spoke on this. Said he spoke on this a while ago, and this is him speaking on it again. Check it out.
That video I made about a month ago when the Army raised the maximum enlistment age from 35 to 42. A lot of y'all got in the comments, especially the women, the moms, and I understand. It was like, listen, my son ain't going to no military. He ain't going to no Army, none of that. I got one son. I'm not losing him to the Army. I'm not registering. You don't have to register, ma'am. They done changed it. They will automatically register your son 30 days within his 18th birthday. Automatic now. That's how they changing the Selective service system now. It's changed to automatic, so your son don't have to worry about going to register. You don't have to register them. They're gonna automatically do it now. They say they're gonna take data from federal services like Social Security, and they're gonna make it easy for y'all. They're gonna register your son. A lot of y'all joke and say, yeah, they need to raise the age and get some of these old men out on the field. Well, guess what? A lot of you young men have got there, but now ain't no draft happening right now anyway, y'all. They claim this is for better record keeping. We're in a digital age now, so we don't need y'all coming in, signing no paperwork. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get your social security number. We're gonna register you ourselves. So, what I'm saying? Just like I said, ain't no draft happening right now. Trump already said earlier, like in March, that he ain't trying to have no draft if you don't have to. We ain't had a draft since Vietnam War. So y'all should be good, man, but you will be registered. So once turning 18, 30 days later, man, you're going to be registered. So that don't mean you're going to get drafted, and women still ineligible. They say the women still, they try to make a law about that, but the Congress, they weren't going for it. They say, nah, women are still ineligible. But 18 to 25, y'all, you automatic register. Now you ain't got to worry about going down there, registering yourself, you know what I'm saying? So that's the new thing, y'all. If you didn't know, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Y'all ought to know. Be safe out there. Love y'all. Beat Duke out. Thank me later.
Now that was a black man speaking on it, you know what I'm saying? Now we gonna hear, now this is somebody else I came across who spoke, and I agreed everything with what he was saying as well. This is a white man who spoke on it, you know what I mean? Check it out.
All right, I would like to say political science, not politics, but in this instance, man, I just don't know, because I've seen the news, and they have just said that by the end of the year, the government is flipping the switch on automatic selective service registration for every man 18 to 26. Okay, so there's no more remembering to sign up postcards that you get in the mail right before you turn 18. Okay, there's no more forms at the DMV asking if you want to register for the selective service. They're just going to data match with federal records that they already have, like Social Security, IRS, or whatever they've got, and then boom, you're registered. You're registered for the draft pool whether you like it or not. And that's the part that really pisses me off, is because these people keep bandying about these ideas that we need somehow stricter voter ID laws, because we can't possibly know who's at the polls. So we got to stop the fraud. And meanwhile, the same damn government just proved that they know exactly who every 18 to 26-year-old male is, where he lives, and what his social security number is. They've been tracking us through taxes and driver's license and student loans, and hell, the IRS already has our whole damn life stories on file. So which is it? Can you actually look me in the eye and say that we need photo ID to protect the integrity of elections, while simultaneously admitting that you can auto-draft register every single fighting age male in America using the exact same federal database? That's not a glitch in the system. That is them admitting the quiet part out loud. They know who we are when they need cannon fodder. They know who we are when they want their tax money. But suddenly when it's time to vote, we're all just like mysterious ghosts who just might happen to vote twice. It's bullshit's what it is. This automatic draft registration is proof that the voter ID crowd has been full of it the whole time. If Uncle Sam can match federal data to you to put you on a potential kill list, he sure as hell can match the same data to hand you a ballot. So the next time some politician or some wannabe pundit starts preaching about securing the vote, remind him, you already secured the list, buddy. You just proved it. So stop with the voter ID theatrics, because we can see the hypocrisy. And if you're a young man listening to this, then welcome to the club. They know where you are. They just made it official. Because once they can auto-register you for the draft without asking, what's next? What's the next thing that they can roll out? Because it might be worse. A lot worse.
As you see, you know what I mean? It's the same opinion-driven statements. As nobody is racist here. You know what I mean? Nobody is racist when we all getting fucked by the same people, you know what I mean, who are so-called in charge. But yet we outnumbered them. You know what I'm saying? We outnumbered them. We are the people. We outnumbered them by a whole lot. This is only controlled by maybe 50 to 100 people who calling these shots. You know what I'm saying? And we just keep going and obliging by the bullshit. You know what I mean? Taking away choices. You know what I'm saying? Where's the choice at in the matter if they doing this automatically? And it's say by federal data. So that's like anything. If you born, that's federal data. You know what I'm saying? When you was first born, if you have a social security number, that's federal data. If you have a cell phone, that's federal data. You know what I mean? If anything in your name, that's all federal data. The pictures you take on your phone, the pictures you post on Facebook, on Instagram, that's all federal data. You know what I mean? So they have everyone. They've been knowing where everybody lives. They've been knowing where you at. They've been knowing your address. They've been knowing what you do. They've been knowing. This just further proves that they got all your information. You know what I mean? Because how you're able to go to automatically register all men, boys from 18 to 25 automatically. It says automatically. You know what I mean? Like they were saying, like I was putting in the clips, a lot of the news coverages acting like as if we have some type of choice in the matter. There's no choice here. If you are automatically registered, keywords is automatic here. You know what I'm saying? That means automatic. There ain't no choice there. They're not giving you no choice in the matter. It is automatic. Everybody is going to be automatically registered. And then they saying, oh, it's not going to be a draft. It ain't been a draft since 1973, since the Vietnam, blah, blah, blah. If that's the case, then we shouldn't be worried about it. Then why are you automatically registering them, getting them prepared for a draft? You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. To me, it's a bunch of bullshit that you putting these kids through this without having a choice. Some of these kids don't even know nothing about politics. They don't know nothing about no Iran, no bombing, no Israel, no Tel Aviv, no Gaza, no none of that. 18 to 25, they ain't paying attention to none of that at them ages, and yet you were automatically registering them, getting set up for a draft. If a draft was to come due to the conflicts rising with Iran and China, you know what I'm saying? You already placing a threat of draft over our heads with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this automatic register, and AI is the only reason that they able to do this. And I called this out a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? AI is the only reason that they are able to register automatically every man from 18 to 25 in the States. That is millions. You know what I'm saying? If not billions. You hear me? And they able to do this through AI modules. That's definitely what's allowing them to do this for sure, without a doubt about it. You know what I mean? But like I said before, AI is taking over, and I've been saying this. You know what I'm saying? We already got robots coming into warehouses. You know what I mean? We already have some of your major factories, major companies who are kicking you out their product coming from that good warehouse. You know what I mean? There's a such thing called dark warehouses
now. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just a warehouse in the dark. Ain't no AC going on. It's hot in the motherfucker. Ain't no AC. You know what I'm saying? It's dark. Ain't no lights. Because for what? When you have robots, you could equip them with some type of night vision fucking goggle or some type of lens or some shit like that. Equip them with that, and then boom. You don't need no lights. You don't need no AC. What you need to keep it cool for if you ain't got no human in that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? What you need to keep the whole building cool for? What you need to keep paying thousands of dollars a month to keep a whole warehouse cool and cool down? You know what I'm saying? Where doors is constantly opening, bay doors is constantly open. It's just gonna be a constant run of that AC. It's never gonna cool down in a warehouse. You know what I'm saying? But you keep it on so that people are comfortable and they don't get the lawsuit of horrendous environments to work in and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? But if you have a bunch of robots in a warehouse, you ain't gotta pay for none of that. That saves on costs on AC. That saves on costs on when somebody get hurt, you gotta pay them to sit at home because they hurt on the job. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Break time, lunch times, you ain't gotta pay for none of that with robots being implemented into programs. You know what I'm saying? The warehouses. They would not have been able to do this without no AI module running through data. You feel me? This is all a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That they are trying to take our kids and automatically register them from 18 to 25. Take our young boys and men. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a bunch of bullshit and they taking away chance, taking away choice. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a choice. If they just automatically, what if we don't want that? You know what I'm saying? They act like we have a choice, always penalties and this and that if you don't. But yet there is no if you don't. You know what I mean? If they are automatically registering you and using federal data to do so, where's the choice at? Ain't no choice in that. You automatically registered. Period. And they saying it's to streamline the process and to not do so much paperwork, blah, whatever excuse they using to force something on society. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing with COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Forcing everybody to get the shot. You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna work or take this shot. Which one it's gonna be? I mean, that's force feeding, and I'm never cool with being forced to do something against what I want, and I don't have a choice in the matter. And this is a life-changing thing. You know what I'm saying? That they are automatically registering these kids for. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of bullshit. News claiming we have a choice. That's all deception and lies. You know what I mean? Ain't got no choice. Where was the choice at? If we had a choice, we would have been emailed. We would have been sent out ballots or whatever the fuck that they need to do to send out. You know what I'm saying? So that we can have a choice or have a choice at least out of this shit or something. You know what I mean? But they didn't do none of that shit. They just automatically registering. You know what I mean? In case a draft come. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be automatically registered and it's gonna be streamlined due to slow down the process. You know what I mean? It's all a bunch of bullshit, man. I hate this shit for real. You know what I mean? It's definitely a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? Something that's automatic. How the fuck do we have a choice when it's automatic? You know what I mean? This is something that's automatically doing, and then using federal data at that. Do they even know dodging that? Federal data is everybody has federal data. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you post a picture on Instagram, it's federal data. I mean, you were born. That's federal data. You were issued a fucking 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a 9-digit number. You know what I mean? Your social security number. You know what I'm saying? You was issued that. That is federal data. So they have everybody. You know what I mean? Everything conspiracy that we all been thinking that they watching you, spying on you, know what you're doing, know where you at. All of this is, to me, is being proven that is nothing but facts. They definitely know where you at. They definitely know where you is. You know what I'm saying? For them to automatically register everyone, they already have your info. And then using federal data, they got your info. They got your info to do whatever they want with it. If they can automatically sign you up and register your kids to a military draft, man, yo, it is wild. You know what I mean? This is something that definitely pissed me the fuck off. You know what I mean? Definitely pissed me the fuck off for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a son. You know what I mean? About to be 18. You know what I'm saying? So what's going to happen when you turn 18? We're going to get something in the mail talking about he's been automatically signed up and registered for a fucking draft. You know what I'm saying? You're going to send him off to they call a draft. Let's say they call a draft next year. They're going to send my son off to a fucking war that he might not have known nothing about. He could be in the middle of making a fucking beat or some shit or doing some schoolwork or some shit, and all of a sudden you gonna get called in to some fucking war that you ain't got shit to do with, don't know shit about. You know what I'm saying? You ain't focusing on politics or focusing on wars and Trump and Israel and Gaza and who bombing who and all that shit. 18, 25 ain't paying none attention to none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? None of that shit for real. It's a select few who probably looking into that shit and paying attention to it, but most majority of 18 to 25-year-olds, especially black men, is not paying attention to no motherfucking war, no Israel, no Iran, no Iraq, no none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, and it's annoying. You know what I mean? It's annoying as fuck that they are taking away choice from anything. You know what I'm saying? With this bullshit ass agenda that they like to push on us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck that they see fit, regardless of how the fuck it's going to affect us as the people. We are the masses. We got the power. We outnumber these people by a long shot. We are the ones who call the shots. That's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't, because they have decorated and designed society in this world we live in so that we look for them for all the power, when that is total deception. You know what I'm saying? That is definitely some Decepticon shit. That is some dark side, Sith Lord, fucking deceiving, mentally deception all the way. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's manipulative stings. You know what I'm saying? Manipulative, psychologically manipulating. You know what I'm saying? It's what they doing out here. You know what I'm saying? Putting a bunch of bars, you know what I'm saying? Making you think that you are in front of a bunch of bars when you are fucking free. You feel me? Putting you in a box when there is no walls around you. You know what I'm saying? They creating your mind to be filled and put in this little box so that they can control whoever the fuck they want to. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. This shit right here pissed me the fuck off. Selective service system. The whole fucking system designed to automatically sign your kids up for military draft in case, quote unquote, in case one comes. Man, y'all, this shit was a bunch of bullshit, man, you know what I mean? This shit pissed me off finding out about this shit, and this is really what I wanted to talk about, wanted to let y'all know about, show y'all the clips and all this shit. This shit is for real, you know what I'm saying? I called this shit out months ago. I said this shit is gonna take over. It's gonna be doing this and doing that. Ain't gonna be the same. Next year is not gonna be like nothing like how we know. This is the last year of normacy, you know what I mean? That's a fact. Mark my words. 2027 is gonna be like some shit we ain't never motherfucking seen. That's a fact, yo. Mark my words, yo. I told y'all AI was taking this motherfucker over. I told y'all that 6 months ago. You know what I'm saying? And now, look where we at. You know what I mean? I told y'all about robots 5-6 months ago. Now look where we at. Look what we doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Selective service system, the triple S bullshit, fucking government bullshit they implementing on us, taking our kids from us. I ain't with none of this. I ain't with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I wanted to let y'all know about. You know what I'm saying? Wanted to talk about it. Wanted to get on here and spread my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? Because this is something that's happening right now. It's affecting you. It's in your backyard. It's coming. If you have children that are between them ages and they're boys and they fit that criteria, they are registered. It's just what it is. They already are registered. There ain't shit that we can do about it. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing that we can do about it. And I fucking hate that shit. You know what I mean? I hate being like, feeling like I'm on some fucking strings. Like I'm being puppeteered out this motherfucker. I can't stand that shit for real. But yeah, man, it's episode 379. I wanted to let y'all know about this triple S system, the shit that's going on, all this automatic shit and fucking draft bullshit, man. You know what I mean? But that's all I wanted to let y'all know about. That's all I got for today. This has been episode 379. I hope I put you on this. You know what I'm saying? I hope I put you on something. I mean, I hope you learned about this. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? You could have been doing anything you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? No matter who you was, whether you was an auntie, brother, a sister, mother, father, grandpa, grandma, cousin. You know what I mean? And if you got pets sitting there and they watch this too and they found out about Selective Service System with you know what I'm saying? Whether your pet was a dog, cat, hyena, hedgehog, lion, tiger, bear, whoever your pet is, you know what I'm saying? If they watch your Kons podcast, I definitely salute to them. I definitely flex with them like you see that nigga scrolling up that screen. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching. The beat you creeping up is definitely made by Old Amazing Beats. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you know what I mean? But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to Kons motherfucking podcast. This episode was uncensored, as you heard. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Just something I wanted to talk about real quick, though. Yeah, what's happening? What's happening? You know what I mean? I hope you enjoying this episode. You know what I'm saying? Hope you enjoyed this episode. You feel me? Hope you enjoy these clips. Hope you enjoying this information that I'm giving you. So go and hit the subscribe button to your daily hood journalist. You feel me? And follow along Monday through Friday and get your news and updates and all that good shit Monday through Friday right here on Kons Podcast. We're going to hit that subscribe button right now. Now is your time to do so if you ain't already. You feel me? We're going to hit that shit and tell your people about it. Tell everybody to hit that shit too. You know what I'm saying? They won't be not satisfied. You feel me? Monday through Friday, hitting you with these news and updates, keeping you updated on current shit. You're going to hit that subscribe button for me. You know what I mean? Do that shit right now. You feel me? You ain't doing nothing else. Go ahead and do it.
You hate me, don't you?